This is weird. Welcome back to the Yins Boys podcast. Your hosts, Ken and...
Not Neil.
Ken and female Neil.
Oh, no.
Hey, why not?
Red hair. Same red hair.
Listen, it's a special episode because we have one of the original YINZGIRLs here with us today.
Hi. Yay.
You've been on now. It's been since the early episodes, and a couple of our listeners that do listen on a regular basis, they'll remember your voice from the call-in. And actually, you were in person a couple of times too, I believe. But
I think I did too. We did that one episode with you, me, and Neil that we were talking about how you don't like anything, like no movies, no people.
I changed since then, by the way. We'll get into that. But
no.
but either way, you're here in the flesh again, and we're super excited to have you. I cleared this with Neil first, by the way.
I am. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
My belly is very full of turkey.
Thanksgiving special. Now, before we go too far into it, I'll get yelled at too by Neil. 412-613-1116 is the Yins Boys hotline. You can hit all of our socials, which I do not manage, and Margot, especially since she was on last week, can attest to that. Neil is one that handles that, but we have our Instagram. Check it out, our TikTok, our Snapchat, which is lackluster. I use it once every couple odd weeks at best. Anything else? We don't have Facebook. We don't have that. It's kind of a little boomer. It's good for my business, bad for a podcast, That's it. Let's get into it, man. It's Thanksgiving.
It is Thanksgiving. We had a fun day.
We did.
Our kid went feral.
Yeah. And speaking of our kid, you may hear a couple beeps here and there. That's our monitor that's over there. We're going to be monitoring throughout the podcast to make sure that she stays asleep.
She went too hard on the pumpkin pie Cool Whip situation and zonked on the way home. So we just sort of judged her right in bed. And
we did. And it worked. And not every time does it work, because sometimes put her in there after the car ride home and she's instantly awake again. Like she had a full night's sleep, even after it was only like a 40-minute ride or whatever.
So if this podcast is 8 minutes long, that's because Sadie woke up.
But that's okay. Neil will be gone this week. He's out of town, I believe, for some Thanksgiving affairs. So we figured, what the hell? Let's do a YINZGIRL episode. So here we have it. There we are. Time to drill you. Figuratively and... Literally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see how I feel after this podcast. You might really jam it up for me. I'm not interested.
Wow.
You might fuck it up.
It's been 12 years. I'm not really interested.
If you want, here's a soundboard too, because last time you were here, I don't believe there was a soundboard. We had more of an archaic setup.
I don't remember. I was very drunk.
Yeah, well, that's the goal. That is what we do here at the Yins Boys podcast. Ask anybody that's been on.
I got my wine. I'm ready. Good.
I have a couple beers. We have a couple shots just in case. Let's get into it. Oh, there is one specific thing, and motherfucker, Neil sent me, and I'm gonna text him right now on here for that link, because I forgot that we use our phone for the video.
The
so
article or whatever.
So I'll text him here briefly. Can you send the link?
Wow. Okay.
And if he's awake, he'll send it pretty quickly here.
Isn't it only like 9:30?
Probably, but who knows? I don't know what he's up to. What was that? Was that your vape that made that sound?
No.
Yes, it was.
Maybe. My bad. I didn't know it would do that.
Do that again.
Okay.
Fuck, keep that thing away from... Okay, so we figured it out. Keep that fucking thing away from the mic when you do that. That was crazy. Did you hear it?
Yes.
Nicotine intake.
Keeps the rage away, Better than the cigarettes, but still terrible.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. He did apply. Apply. He is obliged, and he's going to send that link here.
Okay, anything else?
No, I mean, there's plenty of other things we're going to get into and talk about, but it fucked me up because that was my main getting off point that I wanted to do.
You know what I wanted to tell you about? We were kind of chatting about it and you told me to save it. I had a dream about Neil right before we got married. And I feel like you need to hear about it.
I mean, I guess, dude. Am I going to divorce you after this?
No. I had a dream I'd say within the week before we got married that I was marrying Neil instead of you. And he was wearing a banana yellow tux. It was so real, man. Did I ever tell you that?
No. Well, I just want to know why you were thinking about banging my best friend.
I mean, I did bang Neil. I'm just kidding.
What was it before?
I'm just kidding.
Was it before we were married? Because I've seen his hog. It's bigger than mine. It's not huge, right? Like it's not gargantuan.
It is bigger than yours.
Yeah. I understand that. I don't need to hear any more about it.
I've never slept with Neil.
All I'm saying is that
For the record.
of course it's bigger, but it's not like crazy. It's just bigger relatively. It's not like he's got some sort of fucking...
Yeah, it's massive.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. No, we're moving past it.
All right.
Yeah, so he had a banana tux or whatever, and you married him instead of me. Cool. What was I doing?
You weren't there.
Great. Where was I at?
I don't know.
Cool.
Maybe you bailed.
I didn't. There's a very important topic that Neil, our news correspondent on the outside, has just sent to us. This is just in. Now, this is from Vice.com.
Credible.
After your Thanksgiving dinner today, consider taking a fart walk. Which I took a couple on the way home.
Oh, it was singeing my eyes. We had to open
Speaking of hogs, I had aerated hog coming out of my ass on the way home.
I was crying. It was literally making me cry. It was so terrible.
So the opening line in this article was, Thanksgiving dinner is going to leave you feeling bloated and gross. So maybe consider treating yourself to a post-meal fart walk to encourage your digestive system to get to work. And I did. And I subjected everybody in the car with me to my fart walk.
I was standing in the kitchen doing dishes, excuse me, and Hayden was laughing. I mean, my cousin was walking through the kitchen. He was laughing, and I was like, that's weird. Bizarre that he's just like walking through the kitchen and laughing. No, he was crop dusting literally everyone, like just walking in circles around the
That's why he's laughing?
just like
disgusting.
Yep.
Disgusting human being. Something Neil would do. Something he has done on the show. I don't know if you saw the end of that mustard point.
No.
Yeah, well, that's probably the highlight of the entire show is the end. John busted through all of his equipment, threw everything out. It was hard to edit thanks to John.
I'm excited to see them. We're going to go see them on Sunday.
We are. I'm looking forward to it as well.
And go snuggle their baby.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I'm going to snuggle John a little bit, but I snuggle his baby too, but I'm kind of do this to John.
I would shit.
If I held him like this.
You just picked up John.
He might fall asleep in my arms.
He might. He's tired. He's a newborn parent. He's not sleeping.
Yeah. By the way, the beeps I was talking about, that was what you just heard. You're going to hear that every once in a while. It's the monitor that is searching for a signal. It gets it, and it doesn't get it. It's enough that we can monitor kids. She's old enough. She could fend for herself.
I mean, she's 4.
Yeah,
but
she'll be fine.
She probably won't kill herself in the 2 minutes it would take me to walk from here to the house.
True. And we only do, an hour, at best.
Yeah.
So... yeah. By the way, that's what I'm going to do is set this timer here for when we started, just to give an idea of when, because I use my phone for the video. Like I said before, it's hard for pulling links up and everything. We don't have a high dollar setup. The production value since when we started is slowly getting better, but it's still far from perfect. So
actually, last time I was here, we were on the other side of the studio.
That's true.
I like your couch.
Thank you. We bought this couch when we first moved into this house because we didn't have any furniture, and I said, "Ooh, look at this! Like we can get a couch for $300, brand new, shipped to our house."
No, that's not how it happened.
Well, tell me.
We got hammered on vacation.
I would never.
We had lived in our house for like 6.3 minutes before we went on vacation.
Sorry about that.
It was just the way it fell. We moved into our house at like the end of September, and we were going on vacation like the first week in October, and we had zero furniture because not that I don't love our starter house. It was great, but I didn't even know they made 1-bedroom houses until we lived in one. So
Get raised by some rich people.
Okay.
Didn't know that there's 1-bedroom houses, which is probably the majority of houses. But regardless, continue.
Anyway, so we moved here. There's like multiple rooms, which we didn't have before. And we were like, shit, we have nothing to sit on in our living room because we left our couch for the new owners. So we got really super drunk and we were like on Amazon and we were like, oh my God, this is like the perfect little sectional.
Was it Amazon though?
I think so.
I don't know what it was.
It was only like $300 and you were like fucking sold. Like, let's
dude. I think we got, I'll tell you what I think happened. Of course, the deal was great. And of course, we may have had a little bit of alcohol, but I don't think it was Amazon. I don't think it was a credible website. I think that it was Temu in its early stages. Didn't even realize it.
Stop.
I think, honestly, because I was like, oh, it's a sectional couch, $300. And we kept looking at it, pictures. And I was like, oh, it's going to look great right here. And then when they delivered it on the porch in like 2 boxes, the size of like, I don't know, what would you say? A couple, maybe an office chair, you know, like that is, wow, they must have it really packaged nice in there.
I was at work and you were home and I remember you sending me a picture of you setting it up and you were just like sitting in the middle of it. It's obviously not a big couch and you looked so sad.
Bro, I think it was like for a dollhouse. Like that's how it looked inside of our house. And I was like, wow, I guess what? We're going to sit on this for a while until we have the money to get something else or whatever. And luckily I pulled through, got a couple people that were getting rid of some furniture. And we're still using that same used furniture today. We're very eco-friendly here.
Well, also, I'm very excited for our kid to be old enough that we can have like adult furniture again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're not going to buy new furniture until she gets older.
No. I mean, that poor couch, the amount of like formula and spit up and peanut butter and goldfish and whatever the hell else.
Yeah. It's nasty.
Yeah, it just needs.
Same with our floor. If anybody's ever been here that
I'm
listen,
sorry.
There's some. Yeah, we are sorry for that. But I refuse to get new flooring or new carpet or new furniture when our kid is like, hey, I'm hungry. I go, cool, what do you want? She's like, goldfish. Great. That's a great little snack in between meals. And then I give her a pile of goldfish and I walk away. And then I come back and she's grinding it into the carpet. She's like, cool, look at this. Look at my goldfish that I ground up into your floor and your couch. And I mean, it's life with kids. Anybody out there that has kids knows we're nothing special, but
That's called Let's Make This a Beach. Everything is sand, you know?
Yeah. Oh man, like I feel like I sleep in sand. I walk in sand, like everything. And the sand is just ground up everything that I give my kid.
We sound like really gross people.
Yeah. Well, it's not that bad, but it's bad enough. It's bad enough. I don't even want to go barefoot in my house because I'll feel like I'll get,
That's dramatic.
Well, I'll get like sand between my toes.
I mean, I do clean the house.
Not well enough.
Oh.
Just kidding.
There's clean and there's Ken Peb clean.
Yeah. I do tend to like a clean house. I mean, sue me. Sorry. The studio's not even looking that great. It's looking okay. But
I mean, you got a pile of shit over there.
Well, that's because, we have guests and so I moved some things around and I should have built the studio bigger. We've said that multiple times, but we are where we are.
I do feel bad for Uncle Neil. It was a little much for him being in here.
Fuck. The ceiling height.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, Margot and August can attest that especially Margot, because she's been listening to this podcast probably since very early episodes and probably has seen at least a handful of the video stuff, if not at least 1 or 2 of them. And when she got here, she was real excited, obviously, but in her brain, I can tell, and she can correct me, but she's probably like, holy fuck, this is like a closet in here.
Well,
but the way that we video it and have everything set up, it does give the appearance that it's a bigger place. It is not.
I feel bad. She seems so sweet. I really didn't get to talk to her.
Yeah. We're going to make that happen again. They just invited us to do their podcast. I'm not going to release any details yet till we get it all hammered out. But Neil and I will be down for their podcast. I'm not even going to release the name of their podcast yet until we have everything squared away. But we're super excited to make that happen. And when the details, or I'll give you the details when they come into us. But yeah.
Also, when they were here, I had just gotten new medication. I had 2 glasses of wine, and I was living my best life.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, cloud nine.
They seem to have a good time, and I'm sorry anyways, you didn't get a chance to hang out with my wife and my sister-in-law and everybody else that was here. She was here that night, wasn't she? Oh, she wasn't?
Just me and Shannon.
Okay, well, she didn't get to meet Shannon or anybody else really other than briefly. So we'll change that. We'll make that happen. They seem like they're going to be
No, it's not like there's
friends of us here moving forward.
all the time. There's always a revolving door.
It is. We tend to host, just what we do.
Yeah, it's a problem for me.
Why is that a problem?
It's not. It's just I can't help it. I like it.
Hosting?
Yeah.
I like hosting too. I like getting people together. The only problem with hosting I've found is that we're in a constant state of cleaning the house. And it's not anyone in particular their fault. It's just as a whole.
Well, we're in a constant state of getting ready for company.
Yeah, and I may do some extra curricular things that I wouldn't normally do because there's guests here. Oh, let me show you this. We normally like to go have fun and do this and this and this. And before you know it, I tear something apart and say, yeah, I'll clean it up tomorrow because I'm having a couple beers or whatever. Then tomorrow it's like, fuck, Neil, why did you make such a mess? And then I had to clean up after Neil all the time and blah, 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 blah. You know, that whole thing.
Everybody's tearing up the driveway in the summer.
All the time. I'm glad you said it. Everyone's tearing up the driveway.
I mean,
stop tearing up the driveway.
You tear up the driveway.
I'm allowed. I pay for the mortgage. I'm allowed to tear it up.
I also pay for the mortgage.
You're allowed to tear it up too. Sadie, when she gets old enough, I'll consider, but she's probably allowed to tear it up. But no one else is. Unless you're going to take the landscape rake out there and level it out.
You didn't rake it all this year either.
I didn't do anything.
I asked you like 4 times.
I almost died.
Oh, there's that. Ken's dying. Just ask him.
No, I'm not dying. Well, we're all dying, but I'm not actively dying or doing an accelerated dying process. I had a couple of issues. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal if I don't take care of it, but it's fine.
Better following your diet, looking lean, looking mean.
I'm not really lean.
You're a hot girl.
I'm smaller. I'm loose though. I'm smaller and loose, and then I'm trying to tighten up. I'm trying to twink max. That way I can.
You don't have any.
Trying to meet up with Costas, have my experience.
How pissed are you that Nookums met him and you didn't?
That is pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said he was lovely. Sorry.
Nookums is our, my sister-in-law.
My
That's
sister.
her sister. We don't have to release her real name, but that's what we all call her anyways. Bullshit, by the way. Costas, I have his number now. So I'll meet up with him.
Yes, next him.
He's afraid to come up here.
Well, it's far.
He's not afraid of the distance. He's afraid of what I might do to him.
That's fair. I get that.
I'm not going to do anything I wouldn't do to you.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that.
That's a good touch. It's a good touch.
Good touch, bad touch.
Fuck. So we went to Thanksgiving Day. We did not go to my family side because my mother had to work. Yeah, unfortunately. It's really shitty. I feel bad because they like putting it together the same way we do as far as hosting is concerned and having everybody come over, have a good time.
I will say this is one holiday I'm happy to not host. I would do it like...
It's a big deal.
Your dad has mentioned it being like getting harder over the last couple of years, and I would do it for them because I think it would be fun, but I feel like it would give me like mad anxiety.
It's a lot of work.
So much cooking, and not like the kind of cooking that you can like pre-prep, like the kind of like 3 a.m, get up and put in the turkey cooking I would just be like in a constant state of panic all day.
Well, I did at least get to have a pre-Thanksgiving with my family because they were unavailable today. So we did a Thanksgiving. When was it? The week before, or like
Sunday.
Yeah, something like that. So I shouldn't say we didn't have a Thanksgiving. It just didn't. It wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't traditional. It just didn't feel right. But it still was good. But
kind of nice for us though, because normally we're running place to place.
Sure. Speaking of the panic, though, because you weren't there that day, you had to work. That's how it works. So, like, the day they wanted to do it, Jacqueline had to work. But the day that you normally do it, my mom had to work. It's a whole thing. But going back to your panic sort of thing, that day there was. Speaking of the turkey, my dad had everything going, and then the oven got turned off while the bird was in there. And we're all shitting because we're like, fuck, dinner's supposed to be at this time. My dad's flipping out. And I don't blame him because there's a process to cook something like that. I don't ever cook a full bird or any sort of big dish like that because it's a lot of work.
I think we've cooked one turkey, and that was the year that...
It was probably terrible if we did it.
No, we did. It was good. It was the year that we were home. We had COVID. Remember? You, me, and Sadie had Thanksgiving, just the three of us.
Oh.
We all had COVID.
Oh. That sounds right.
2021.
That's the first time we tried our hand at it.
First time we ever cooked a full turkey. And I mean, I've done all the casseroles and stuff before, but we made so much food because I didn't know how to make it for only a couple people. So we had like green bean casserole for like a month.
I remember that being pretty good, but I don't remember a lot of it.
You did.
Regardless, so my dad, he was very upset, obviously. Sure. How could you not be?
Sure.
But, like, you know what? It happened. We got to move past it. Let's get that sucker warmed back up and let's go. And it ended up being okay. We got pushed back, what? Half hour, maybe max 45. I think I texted you or called you after or something, but it worked.
I called when I was leaving work because I wanted
that's right.
If you guys were done, if I should come over, if I should go home, and you were wrapping up.
Yeah. Either way, it worked out. It's fine. The bird tasted great. Dad, if you're listening, it was fantastic. It was a good time.
Oh, I had the leftovers. They were great. And thank you.
I crushed the leftovers up here too.
Also,
Jacqueline doesn't like sweet potatoes with marshmallows.
I only like them with pecans. However,
are you kidding me?
Nana,
come on.
I know that you don't listen, but anything that you make that has mayo in it, I love you so much. Your coleslaw, girl. I couldn't. I ate the whole thing. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I didn't even get any of it, but whatever.
All of it. I ate it all, and I ate it the first day. She makes the best macaroni salad of all time.
Yeah, especially like Memorial Day or any of those type holidays. So she makes it. It's good.
And she makes like a vat of it. And I know she does it for me. I love that.
Yeah, so it turned out all right. I mean, there was a panic there for a while. Like, fuck. He opened the oven and it was like, oh, it's cold basically in there. Fuck, But no harm, no foul. Got it done. I ate it. It wasn't under.
Foul.
It wasn't,
Get it?
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't undercooked. It was great. And we moved forward. Plus, he's got a cool ass 3D printing machine.
That's what Brennan said the other day.
And I want one now. Real bad.
Ken's
Although
mom,
I don't know what I'm doing with it at all.
Ken's mom, who we call Nana.
Yeah.
She sent out a text, like a group text to the whole fam. And she was like, need your Christmas list by Friday or whatever. And Brennan immediately texted back like he was on it. He was waiting. He was like, 3D printers for everybody.
He's a funny guy. I'll never tell him to his face. I don't want to have his ego get too big. But yeah, he's a funny guy. Yeah, so I'm going to buy a 3D printer.
It was cool. They were like, I had Sadie over there that one day. I had parent-teacher conferences. And your dad and Eli were like making a platypus or something in the kitchen with a 3D printer.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool. I guess they I don't know how that works. But I think there's... Like it must come with certain set things that you can make and you run it through a program.
It's funny you say that because this is why I'm a little hesitant on buying one because if you don't know how to use the programming to be able to program something to print, you're basically set with preset programs that you'll put on a SD card and put in there.
Is that what's provided with the...
No, it's not even provided. So you can go online and get the certain extension file, whatever they're called, to input to the 3D printer. And someone else had already programmed, right? You following me?
I get it.
So someone already knows what they're doing. So you can Google hey, I want to print a beer can. Cool. And then you go in and then you can take it, size it, and then put it on a card in your 3D printer and print it out. Cool. I have a beer can. But let's say, for me, for instance, the reason why I want one is to say, hey, I'm working on this car or this old airplane or something, and they don't make this part anymore. I can 3D print this part. And I'm not talking about a structural part, right? Or I'm not talking about a component that's integral to the function or the design. I'm saying here's your glare shield or dashboard or something that is a little piece of plastic trim that I can't find anymore no matter what. I can go into this program, get the dimensions, set it, 3D print it, bing, bang, boom. But you can do that, but not with my skill set.
I was just going to say, I don't know if I have like the technological know-how to take something from my brain and put it in, you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you have to know something about like an auto. I think AutoCAD is probably an old term when it's, regarded to this. It's probably like use something like Adobe Photoshop, right? So for the average person, I can open up Adobe Photoshop and say, "Oh, cool! I can take this picture and put a sepia filter on it, or do something dumb."
What did you just say to me?
Sepia, or whatever it's pronounced.
Oh, okay.
So the average person can do that easily, but if someone who's trained or knows how to use the program, they can open up Adobe and make it look like that we're sitting here and having Nelson Mandela sitting between us with like a great ability to blend that picture and make good. It's the same applies to that 3D printing, where you can get the program and probably say, "Ooh, let me make this coaster," and all it takes is an idiot that can just make something that looks like a coaster and have it printed. But if you want something specific dimensions or size or even maybe strength, right? Or how they build the centers. Because if you don't do it right, you might build a beer can out of your own design, but it's hollow and it doesn't have the structure in between. Like it's 3D. It's not on a piece of paper. So
I think it's cool that Eli, that's our nephew, he's really into it. Maybe that'll be something that he gets into more as he gets older. But I think it's neat. I was telling him when I catered forever and a day ago, we worked at Carnegie Robotics all the time. And they have a 3D printer that's like the size of this room.
What year was this, first of all?
This was 2013 maybe.
And the only reason I'm pausing is because when I was in Votech and I was in auto body, they had first started introducing to us students 3D printing as well too, and they were these huge cabinets, right? Like these big machines that looked like they were
literally making robotics parts, 3D printing them with this massive thing. I don't know, it's crazy.
Of course, that's on a larger scale, but even for us too, it's on a larger scale. They're like, "Hey, this is the way of the future. You'll be able to say, I want this," and tell this machine to do it, and they'll print it for you. And it blew our tits off, especially back in 2005.
Especially that we've gone, like, let's say it's 2012. I'm seeing this. I'm thinking it's insane, and it's 2024 now, and there's something at home you can play with. Like that's nuts.
Yeah, and again, even if you bought one. The same thing that like my dad bought it for is like, "Hey, let's find some cool files online and import them." Like, I want to make this.
Let's make some platypuses
trinket or this, whatever.
Sailboat.
It's fun just to do it, but for me to take on another hobby like that or something to do extracurricular, it would have to be useful or be able to make me money because I can't. I need another hobby. Like I need a hole in the head, so I can't buy something just for strict fun anymore. I set my own rules. It's not Jacqueline saying this is just me, just because I love everything. If I could live for 250 years, I would do everything, every profession. I would be a doctor and a lawyer and a full-on rapist. I mean, a philanthropist.
My mom always said, "Jack of all trades, master of none." So like,
that's what I am.
I like dabble in everything, try a little bit of everything.
Me
it's
too.
Not a bad thing. It's
I like it.
It's actually healthy.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. But I can never get really good at something.
Well, your problem was you were getting to a point where you had so many irons in the fire that it was giving you actual, like, it was giving you health problems. Like you.
Funny you said that because I was actually putting some irons in fire too. I made a little foundry.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
It was so sweet. I was melting down aluminum cans and making stuff out of the raw aluminum ingots. It was pretty cool. But
we had not to get like serious about it, we had a really big conversation about what is more important to you, your time or a bunch of stuff that you're not using to better yourself.
True.
So it was like, it's more important for me to have the time to do the things that I want or to be with Sadie or hang out with me, God forbid, than it was to have so many things going on. And it was stressing you out. It was stressing you out for no good reason.
Well, yeah. I made my own stress. And I still do. but not as bad. So right now, what do I do for my hobbies? The podcast, right? That's one of the big ones. I dedicate a lot of time with Neil and I. Like we like do. We have fun doing it. So I continue this trend.
Yeah, a little music dabbling.
A little bit. Yeah, I'll play some music. Bill and Drew, I'm learning a couple songs they gave me. They want to play a couple tunes with them live and a couple shows. We'll see if I can pull through and actually have the talent to do it.
Dumb stuff that I want to do to the house.
Yep, I'll do some of that. But other than that, I don't do anything. If anything, I'm in the opposite business now where I'm trying to sell things and do a business at home, which I'm focusing on the thing I do for a living, which is mechanics, right? So I'm trying to capitalize on that at home, and I started this business, and thanks Margot again for doing all of our our logos and all that. Now she's working on my website.
Sign looks great, babe. Thanks.
Look, it does look great. Holy fuck. She's got a talent. And I'm excited to see how this website turns out too. So I'm going to drop some money off in your mailbox. I know you said you're going to do it for free, but I won't allow that. Maybe she has a P.O. box. I don't know. I'll see. I'll just jam
How
it.
big are Christmas cookies?
Hey, there you go. I'm going to jam some money in your front door. I'll put some money inside the cookies.
I'm going to put your...
She goes to bite into them so fucking money comes out of it.
I mean, I'm not going to do that.
I'll do
I'm not
that.
going to taint my cookies. They're pretty banging. But I will put it in the tin if you like. I'll fold it into Christmas trees.
That's not a bad idea. Well, now she listens, so she's going to give it back. We had to find a better way to do it. I'm going to pay you.
You know what we should
Fuck
do?
you, Margot. I'm going to pay you.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should do it like like the golden ticket for Wonka. We should get our candy bars and put it in there.
That's not a bad idea. If we're talking about Wonka, I'm going to be the old man that lays in the bed like this.
What? And then suddenly gets up and takes Charlie to the chocolate factory.
Well, yeah, because...
Grandpa Joe.
Yeah, because you got a golden ticket. Like,
Yep.
I'd get up for that, but...
'Cause I've got a golden ticket.
I'm too lazy to get up. But then if you put... I mean, come on, think about it.
I'm too lazy to get up, spend me your birthday money on my tobacco, but also, if you get a golden ticket, I'm going to get up and dance real quick.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna click my heels in a 1920s fashion. When's that set in, by the way? It's got to be around that era, right? No, it's later than that. I'm stupid. It's
70s maybe?
Yeah, I'd probably say
70s?
yes. 80s too late. It's got to be between like the
Late
I'd say between the
60s or early
50s.
70s.
No, I think it's even earlier. It's definitely not the 20s. But
I don't know, buddy. There's some bell bottoms in there. And you...
But that's accidental. I'm not talking about when it was filmed. I'm talking about when it was kind of set. Because
I
the
just
way it
assumed
looks.
that it was set like around the same time that I could Google it, but I'm not gonna.
I won't either.
I shan't do that.
Shan't.
I would assume that they just use the clothing of the time. Like same thing as like you would have a movie now that's just set now. Does that make sense?
I guess.
Or am I just
I don't know.
stupid? Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of movies, we took our daughter to the movie theater for the first time ever.
It was incredibly cute. I cried twice.
I didn't.
I did because she was just so sweet. She was
Yeah.
just so excited. And like movie theaters aren't like what they were like when we were kids with like the hard ass chairs, like the ones we have downstairs and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
These are like fancy fucking recliners. It's like electric.
Bro, they're lazy boys that you can
Literally lazy boys.
change the whole. Oh, yeah, that's sweet.
But we went to see Moana 2 and she loves Moana. It was okay. It wasn't amazing, but I think I had like high hopes because Moana is so good. And
It's
she
okay.
was really good. She was very into it. She had to wear her ear muffins, which are like her headphones we use for like noises and stuff.
Yeah, she calls earmuffs ear muffins.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cute.
I hope that stays for a while. She used to call chickens bok boks. That was also my favorite.
Yeah,
I
it's
lost
gone now.
that, so I'll be sad when we lose ear muffins. But she'd have to wear her ear muffins, but she was really good about it until the last like probably 10 minutes or so. But Ken wouldn't know because he fell the fuck asleep. And
Yeah, I
he
did.
slept through like the last, I would say, half of the movie.
No.
Your mouth was open.
Well, yeah. That's why my CPAP. I used the full mask.
He got up and we were getting ready to leave and he was like, next time we come to the movies, I'm going to bring my CPAP.
I did say that. I thought it was funny at the time. But
So funny.
it's a I wasn't into. I was actually angry about that movie because I was looking forward to a continuation of Moana.
You
And-
thought, well, I agree with you. It was more like a, look, we did this the first time. Let's sort of like put a nod to it in the second one.
Let's
but like
do it
without,
better.
Yeah, but without any like real substance. Like there was a plot, but it was kind of like weak at
It was
best.
weak as fuck. And by the way, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson,
His songs so
bro, in the first one, your first song,
Banging.
That was so good. Like,
We listen to it all the time. Still,
yeah,
now.
I didn't realize you were such a talent. Now, the second one,
That's not his fault.
I don't like you.
No.
No, go back to pro wrestling.
No. Don't do that.
Margot would appreciate that, by the way. You know they're huge pro wrestling fans.
Are they really?
We were talking about it a little bit on the previous podcast.
I haven't listened to it.
Anyways, he's like a pro wrestler and actor and singer and I don't know, producer and like all these other
He's
things.
Arnold now?
I don't know. I don't know who he is, but either way, I was not
don't know if
impressed
that
about
was
your
his-
song in Moana 2.
I don't know if that was his fault, but the song itself wasn't great. But there was this like sort of villainy song that was banging. It was really good. The Bat Lady song, 10 out of 10 would recommend. I'm going to have to look up
That
the
was
soundtrack.
good. Don't give any spoilers though, because there are people that do
the-
want to go and see. It's not out on Netflix yet
The
or
Bat
whatever.
Lady is in the trailer, so
Well, that's true, but don't give it anyway. I mean, there was a couple twists. I did like her. That was the part of the story that should have been
more.
like,
and then they dropped it. It was
Yeah.
such a bummer.
That was the one though. Like she spooked me. I was like, oh no,
We were
Moana.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I would go see it, I guess, if you have little kids that are obsessed with Moana. But if you're just a nerd like me and you like Disney, I would wait till it comes out on Disney Plus.
Yeah, don't waste your money. Yeah, if you got little kids, like she said, take them out, have fun with it. And we did. I mean, she crushed my Reese's Pieces. I was
She
sitting
did.
there and I was
She
watching,
had-
and then she'd stick her little fucking hand in my bag of Reese's Pieces. Like, get the fuck out of here. I got these for me, bitch.
She was all over the Reese's, Nookem Sprott, mini M&M. She was all over that. She was all over. We got her like one of those like soft pretzel things. She fucked that up. She drank like a shit ton of juice, and then she was wired. She had honestly a pretty great couple of days. We had school. They had their Thanksgiving feast at school, and then it was Grandma's birthday, and I took her to Build-A-Bear, and she made her a bear.
Are you talking? Wait, this is before. Oh, this is before the movie.
This is Wednesday, yeah. So that morning we had school and they had their Thanksgiving feast. Then we went to Grandma's house so she could give her the cake that we got and the bear that we made, which was a whole ordeal. So cute. And Grandma cried, and then I cried because Grandma cried. It was a whole thing. Anyway,
Women.
I know. And then we drove home, picked you up. We went to the movies. Nookums came back with us. She had a sleepover. We got up. We had Thanksgiving today. Like, no wonder why she's zonked right now. She had a lot. A busy couple of days.
Yeah, she did. I would do it again. Let's do a different movie next time, though.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to watch that one again. I mean, you know what? I still will give it a second chance.
Let's watch it at home.
That's what I mean. When it comes on a streaming service, I will most likely Disney, right? Mm-hmm. But when it comes available, I will watch it again at home and give it a fighting second chance. But in the theater, I fell asleep at the end of it. It wasn't worth my time.
Also, you were high.
What? I don't know. No, I was high in life,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't high in that movie. That's for sure. I wasn't high in the movie. No, I was low as fuck in that movie.
I like, we've been, the last 2 months, we've done a movie a month. It's been kind of nice. Maybe we'll keep that tradition going.
We'll see. Yeah.
Beetlejuice last month.
Well, before,
September, I guess.
yeah, we saw Beetlejuice. That's right, in the theater. Before that, I hadn't been to a theater in, I don't know, a decade.
That was the first time we've been we've been married almost 10, together for 12-ish, maybe more,
Who's counting,
give
though?
or take. I don't know. It was the first time we ever saw a movie together. Ever.
It was
that
nice.
bizarre?
Yeah, it was nice. I thought I was at a movie with you. It was probably
Never.
one of
Not
the other
one
15 or 20 people.
Women, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not me.
50, whatever. I mean, again, who's
175
counting?
or-
You know, it's not me. I couldn't think of a segue because I was just thinking about all the women
Wow.
that I used to be with. But I picked you, so
And you picked great.
I did.
You picked great. You're a lucky man.
Yeah, it's very lucky.
Count your goddamn blessings every day.
Do you want this other beer? You can have it if you want.
I'm good for a little bit. Thank
Okay.
you, though.
All right. Well, I'll save it for you.
I'm
if you
sorry,
want.
Uncle Neil. I just put a drop of wine on your side of the couch.
She said before we started recording, she said it stinks.
No,
the
I
side of the couch stinks.
I said, no, I did not.
And it does. I wasn't going to say anything, but she picked it up right away. She doesn't come in the studio. She sat down there. She's like, that's an unwashed hog.
No.
And she could smell it.
I asked if this was your side of the couch or Neil's side of the couch. And you said it was Neil's. And I said, it smells great.
That's bullshit. That is not what you said.
So
whatever.
Let's get over here. Thanks.
Jarvis, pull that up. Jamie, whatever.
Jarvis.
Yeah. And your side of the couch stinks, Neil. You stink. That's all I'm saying. You're not here, so I'm going to shit on you. And I don't have to worry about you. Oh, that's all you do. Especially the muster points. You fucking cocksuckers. You and John come in here. You just shit on me all the time. I'm not taking it anymore.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it for the entertainment aspect. And
I did it for the gram.
The listenership. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't take their bullshit. I wouldn't do it. But I do.
True. You take your bullshit all the time.
When?
Like, you know, the podcast is like just a tiny 1 hour form of like our life. Like,
kind of.
This is what the kitchen sounds like on Saturday night.
I just don't respond in person, though.
Really?
I don't know what I do. I tune it out. That's for sure. It's trauma.
It's trauma.
And
Trauma response.
I'm trying to deal with my trauma. It's a shame. And then they blame it on Derek, right? Because they're like, well, Derek's not here, so we need someone to rag on. No, you don't. We can still rag on Derek, whether he's here or not.
Do you think he's ever coming back?
I don't think so.
You know what Sadie said?
What's that?
Uncle Derek doesn't like us anymore.
That's actually really fucking sad, and I wish you didn't tell me that, but that's okay.
Oh, sorry. Well, she did.
But that is sad. And she's right. He doesn't like us
No,
anymore.
I don't think it's he doesn't. He just has his own stuff going on.
No, Sarah wants to come up here, but Derek doesn't. And it's very shameful.
It's because Sarah wants to hang out with me, and who doesn't want to hang out with me? I'm fun.
I don't. So Derek doesn't listen to the podcast anyways. That's why I'm comfortable saying these things. But Billy does. And Billy's going to tell Derek.
Hi, Bill.
Bill and Drew, dude. They fuck.
We listened to a lot of Bill and Drew today on the way to Grandma's.
That's all I do, man. They're in rotation, but Bill and Drew's actually more of the music I listen to now than anything else. It's just something different. There's no good music out there anymore, and they're up and coming, and they sound great. I mean, we're still using their shit for our intro and outro, which we're going to get something new, by the way. They said they're potentially going to write something, or at least, I don't know. I trust Neil and Bill and Drew to do all that stuff. Again, I'm not like a production, or I'm a big picture guy, not these minutia little type things. I don't mean that to be a dick. Let me do the post. I do all the post studio work. I don't do any of the socials. I don't do any of that sort of interaction day to day. I just want to do my normal life, do my post, and then make those big decision, big picture type things. You already know.
Ken played DJ in the car today. It's like an hour. We're not close to civilization here, or any family for that matter.
Don't give out any details.
I didn't give any details, but we're far. So it's like an hour to our families from here. And Ken had some excellent tunes today.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. You pulled out some real bangers. I was pretty impressed. Normally you're a terrible DJ. Yeah, you get stuck on like one thing and then you just like live your best life singing to yourself and everybody else in the car is sad. But today you were in it. Did a good job.
Well, you did hear Bill and Drew's, one of their new tunes,
yeah.
Choke. You heard? It's fantastic.
It's very good.
We're the Ones, another good one. And Baby Baby. Fucks.
Baby.
It's so good. Sometimes you gotta be a baby, baby. Yeah, it's real good. Check it out, everybody.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Yeah.
This is it. That's the Bill and Drew, dude. That's how good it is.
Do I just press buttons?
Do not, but you can do.
Can I just?
Well, no.
I just want to press a button.
No, you can, but look at what they're called on there.
Oh, so far.
But don't just start pressing. They just sound like. Right, there you go. That's fine. Don't be like Neil, dude. Neil comes and goes, yeah, dude, blah, 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 and he smashes every single fucking button on there. I wish you wouldn't do that. Because that's what. Get the fuck out of there. That's what Neil does all the time. I say something and he puts that on there. It's bullshit. I'm going to kill myself after this podcast. Stop it. Right
one more.
fucking
Just one
no. I'll shut the fucking podcast down. I take it from you too, dude. You are never welcome on the podcast again.
I'm done, I promise.
You're just as bad as them. Am I that easy? Am I that easy to fucking
You're pretty easy.
make fun of? In other words, did you take your fart walk today? Because Vice said that's what we need to do after our Thanksgiving meal.
No.
I took a shit walk. So after I ate, I took a big grumper.
I did make you walk from the garage to the shop because I just felt like at least even 50 yards was worth it. I was so full. I knew it too. Like, my cousin made this mac and cheese and it was so good, but it basically, I could feel it clogging my arteries while I was eating it. And
that's actually a trigger, some hate speech. You shouldn't be saying
for
that. I literally have clogged arteries.
I'm sorry. Well, they're clearer than mine.
I don't know that.
I guarantee it. But I was eating it and I had like 2 bites left and my body told me no, but my brain told me yes. And I ate it and then immediately felt pregnant and regretted all of my life decisions. So, yeah. And maybe we should go for a run.
See, I like doing some aerobic exercises, but when it comes to running,
I hate running.
my biggest thing, I will run, but if I'm in danger, that's the only
That's what
reason.
I say. I'm only running if somebody's chasing me. I will jog, but running hurts my boobs.
Women problems.
Seriously.
It hurts my boobs too because I still have some
You
man
don't.
tits. Yeah, they flap around.
I feel like when I run, I'm going to be suffocated by my own tits. Like they're going to come up and slap me in the face, especially after I had a baby and like everything was so big and then now flaccid.
Bro,
Like it's just like,
when you have... Hold on.
like, oh, like a
You gotta
wacky waving
pause.
inflatable arm filling tube man, but of my tits.
That's true. Yeah, I get that. But listen, you brought up something that I can't get past and I'll never forget it. When you had Sadie...
Anime tits.
Your milkers started filling up real big. You had fucking these huge...
They hurt so
They hurt.
bad and they were like constantly leaking. I know that this is like super unattractive.
The
It was
leaking's
like-
gross. You didn't have to say that.
Well, but they were so big that I was like hitting them off of shit. Like they were huge.
Bro, they were as
holding
big
watermelons.
as my fucking head. I was slapping them hogs around. Them fucking big bulbous hangers you had. Holy shit. And then I was like, please, can I take pictures and put them on OnlyFans or something? Like we could capitalize.
monetize
we can make money. No. Whatever, dude. Like I wouldn't have to be using this studio. I mean, we probably could have had a whole studio somewhere in a town as far away that we commuted to.
Because of my tits.
Yes.
I have big boobs.
You
to
were
begin
selfish.
with, but it was
You were selfish
so
with your huge
absurd.
tits. And that's a shout out to you, August, by the way. Anime titties. You know. He's an anime fan. He's trying to work me into it. I don't like it yet, but he said he's going to get me to like it.
Okay.
Either way, anime tits are huge. So there you have it. So let's have another kid so I can see those huge milkers again.
I love the idea of having another baby.
Same.
I hated being pregnant. You know
Yeah,
how
I
there's
guess,
like
yeah.
those women that
I wouldn't know, but yeah, I get it.
those women that are like, oh, I love being pregnant. I feel so beautiful. Blah, blah, blah. I felt fucking disgusting. I was fat. I was sweaty all the time. People are like,
You weren't
"You're-"
fat, though. That's
people
the thing.
are like, oh, you're glowing. No, that's fucking sweat because I'm vile.
Well, that might be true. But what I mean is, I know you probably felt fat, but you never looked fat once your entire pregnancy. You look beautiful.
At the tail end, like when I was overdue, because Sadie was like, she was born 1 week past her.
No,
due date. That was induced.
yes, you had a big gut, but it's not a gut. Like
Literally,
it's a baby.
and I had my fucking own gravitational pull. I
Yes.
was a planet.
You're missing the point though. Like your entire body looks really good. Like there was zero change. Like you look good right now.
Aww.
But what I mean is, shut up. What I mean is, you had a huge fucking
Yeah, it was
thing.
so
Like
bad.
yes, if that's what you mean by fat, then sure. But there's a clear difference between women that are fat and women that are pregnant.
I
Now,
will
there
say-
could be a crossover, right? There could be a fat pregnant person, and that's a whole different thing. Now, those are planets. Those are huge.
Can I tell you something that's terrible?
You may.
I'm going to say it because why not? So, in the industry that I work in, I do a ton of events. I do a lot of baby showers. My least favorite baby shower to do is when I haven't met the mom to be and she's super overweight.
Well, you never don't assume anybody's
Because I
pregnant.
can't tell,
bro.
It's so
It's
scary.
it's offensive. Is the thing is, listen, I'm realistic. Sometimes Neil and I come off as a little crass, a little, towing the line. Sometimes jumping over the line by yards, but
Sorry, I just snorted.
we still are, decent people and we care. And that's one of those things where I would never assume someone's pregnant.
But
ever.
then, so let's say hypothetically, I'm working with
Even if it's a baby shower, I still wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I'll be working with like, let's say it's hypothetically like her mom or her grandma or something. And we'll do the whole thing. And she's like, blah, 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 blah. Get to the day of, everybody comes in and you don't, like nobody looks pregnant. There's a couple people that might be overweight or whatever, and you don't want to say anything, but at the same time, like my job is to be like, I'm so happy for you, congratulations, like how are you feeling, blah blah blah. And I would genuinely
I guess those terms though apply to anybody, let's be honest.
I guess, but when you go up to somebody at a baby shower and you say, you look beautiful, how are you feeling, you are implying that they're pregnant without saying they're pregnant.
Kind of, but if some dude walked in the studio right now and was like, oh, Ken's like, oh, how you feeling, you look good, is everything okay, you're not getting any like nausea, like, well, no, I guess not. No, I guess I'm not drunk right now. Thank you for asking, because normally I drink a lot, and all this.
I guess, but yeah, then I have to wait.
You're glowing.
See whoever sits down in the chair to open presents, and I'm like, you're the one that's pregnant. Awesome. You look beautiful.
Now, let's be honest. When it comes to someone who is obviously pregnant, you can tell, right? But
I would never say anything.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's the thing is where you're at a baby shower, you're trying to find the one that actually is pregnant. So you're actively hunting, but like on the street or in a store or everyday life, I would never, ever to any woman ever be like, "Hey, congratulations," because she just might be a fat hog, but she carries her weight.
There was a girl.
I would never do that, and that might be enough to push her over the edge. But anyways,
there was a girl, a beer rep that I had,
or him, because men can get pregnant.
A girl that I had as a beer rep like years and years and years ago. And she just happened to carry all of her weight in her midsection. Like that was just the way her body was built. And keep in mind, she was a beer rep, so she probably drank a lot. Not super uncommon to like carry weight in your midsection whenever you drink a lot. I swore she was pregnant. I thought she was. I thought she was so much.
She's had a huge fupa.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, nice.
You just got to be careful.
Nice. Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, whatever. It happens. And it's just the world we live in now. You shouldn't, I mean, you need to call a spade, but you need to be tasteful on how you call that spade a spade. How else do I say it? Like, you're better off just not acknowledging anything.
Yep.
For fear of
hurting.
Yeah, because that's the libertarian in me. I truly care about other people. I care about my personal freedoms, and I care about my homestead and the place where I live and my family and all that. But at the same time, I rely, or at least my mindset is, you should rely on your neighbors to make a village, right? Like people that you care about, like just genuinely care about other people. You put humans first before government, I guess is the best way to put it. So acknowledging other people would be like one of my traits. Like I'd like going into a grocery store and say, "Hey, how you doing today?" "Oh, it looks good," or blah blah blah.
Well, kindness is free,
right? But that kindness in this day and age, the fucking air compressor. I'm sorry about that, folks. I didn't realize that was on.
What the fuck is that?
Sorry.
I thought it was the heater.
Yep, sorry. So either way, like I like interactions with people. I don't like big groups of people. That's my sort of anxiety and everything. I don't like to be in big groups. Whatever.
We went to Green Day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that if you want. But I do like individual interactions. So again, at the grocery store or whatever, and I see an old guy or a young lady or whatever the case may be. Say, "Hey, how you doing?" "Oh, are you going for that? Don't buy that. That's disgusting. That's that's plastic cheese. Why would you ever put that in your body?" Or whatever.
We call that sticky cheese at our house.
Disgusting. I would never eat it. But Some people do, and then they have huge, disgusting plastic shits after they eat that cheese.
It is
me.
vile.
I have huge submarines.
Ken sent me a picture of his shit yesterday.
That's what I do.
It literally looked like Mr. Hanky.
It was awesome, except way bigger.
It was like the elongated version of Mr. Hanky.
I can't believe that air compressor's on. That's very, very poor production on my part.
Fired. You fired.
Damn it. Eventually, we'll get it going. At least that didn't come on with Margot and August on here.
Did you release that episode?
I did. The air compressor is literally right fucking there. That's why we hear it so well.
I know. I own this place too.
You do, technically. Yep, you do. We're 50-50.
Fitty. I never come
partners
down
in
here,
work
though.
and partners in life, you know?
Partners in business. Partners in life.
Yes, I'm going to partner up with you later, too, on a personal level.
Get a girl. There we go. What the fuck was I just about to say? Lost it. Oh, I never come down here by myself. I do it every now and again, and I hate it.
Why?
I don't know. This
In the
feels
shop?
like yeah.
It's my castle.
It's like your castle. So
you can
when
fuck with my castle. I don't give a shit.
When I do come down here, I'm afraid to touch stuff.
You're allowed to touch anything. The only thing I caution is that sometimes down here, because this is not, for people that don't know, this is not your average, like, attached garage. Like, this is a whole...
It's its own separate entity. It's literally the size of our house.
Yeah, it's a big facility. So I have an auto lift, and I have a gantry crane, and I have other big equipment, between welders and acetylene torches, and it's a big... So I'm running a business out of here. Like, I have a lot of big equipment here. So... For you to come in, like, yeah, you can fuck with anything, but I don't want you to get hurt, is what I'm trying to say, because, like, I have stuff going on that you don't know. When I do come
down here, it's literally mostly, sometimes to get paint, because all the paint's down here.
That's true.
But usually it's to steal vodka out of the studio.
You fucking bitch. Yep. Yeah. So we have, for the guests, like, we have a whole setup over here that's not super elaborate, but it is an area where, like, we have some merch over here. You can't see it's off camera, but there's merch, there's a couple of drinks, and like there's art on the wall from our listeners and some other things like that. And it's just an area where after the show or the pre-show, we can have do a shot or have a drink or do something bullshit a little bit.
But if we run out
but she knows. So let me finish this. So we'll be up in the house, and I don't drink during the week because I just don't. But on the weekends, I'll turn up a little bit.
But our schedules are opposite.
They are. That's true.
There will be some weekends that I'll work like 36 hours in 3 days.
True.
So I'll drink on like a Monday because that's really my
So that's what I'm getting at. So it'll be a Monday or a Tuesday or something like that where I'm not going to drink. And we won't have anything in the house or no booze. But she knows. She knows down in the studio.
I sniff it out.
Yeah.
There's liquor around here
something.
somewhere.
So she's like, I'm going to go down to the studio. I'm like, you... bitch. I know what you're doing.
In my defense, though, I always replace it.
She does. So I was getting to that as well. But she'll grab a couple out of there, take them out of the house so she can feel good, whatever, like, detach from life from me and her daughter. Like, I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
All right. It's a little
But she does. She'll go to the liquor store and she will replace the studio liquor. But that's for the guests. We're going to do it right now. So I'm right here.
I'm a guest.
Technically, right now, you are a guest, but you're a creator. Like you had allowed me to do this. You encouraged me to do this, right? So like you're part of the creation process. Because if you were being a cunt about it, you'd be like, no, you're not doing that. We're watching Moana, and you will not sleep. And then we get home. You're going to watch Moana 1 just to recap and see how everything aligns.
I like to think I'm a pretty chill wife.
You are. If you weren't, I would have left you by now. So you're doing pretty good. Banger. Got her. Yeah.
What does Sadie do?
Yeah. See, he does the blow it up. Like you give him knucks and then it blows up. Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty chill for the most part. Sometimes I'm not, but for the most part.
Well, sometimes I'm not either, dude. I mean, to err is human. We all fuck up. Sometimes I have good days and bad days.
Stay tuned
Same with
for
you.
Our new relationship.
Same with Neil. Neil's more bad than good, John, bad all the time. Derek, non-existent.
I need John to propose to Autumn so I can plan their wedding.
You don't have to put that out in the air for the world to listen to, but yes, I mean, I agree.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to or not, but I'm gonna put that nugget out. Like it's like a hope nugget I'm gonna put out into the world.
Yeah, I hope he does. I think Autumn would enjoy that.
I think I would enjoy that.
Okay,
too.
so yeah.
Like I'm really happy for their happiness and they're really sweet and they're gonna be together forever either way.
Do you want to get married again?
Yeah.
Not to me, to someone else.
No, I would never get married again. Never. This is a one and done situation.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not gonna be one of those poor saps. Those boomers, they're that way too. They, I've seen to be a couple of them like, yeah, that's my fucking fourth wife.
Yeah, no.
Why?
I would never.
Why would you waste my? Why?
Never get married again. And part of the deal, and we talked about this when we got engaged, not to be like TMI, was that like I don't want a divorce, so it would have to be like the worst thing possible for us not to be together anymore.
And even so, if that were the case, you're probably not going to get remarried.
No, I would never get remarried. I do, however, now that we're not like rubbing two pennies together. We were so poor when we got married. It would be nice to do like a 25-year anniversary or like a vow renewal or something. I said
I would do that.
when we first got married. I said we would do it when it was 10, and now we're coming up on 10, and that seems ridiculous. But 25 seems better, right?
We got a bottle of Jamie 12.
Oh, we're waiting for our 12-year anniversary.
Yeah,
to open
that I can't
it.
wait to crack open. We have 2 bottles of Jamie 12, by the way.
Well, it's because they don't make Jamie 12 anymore.
Yeah, so we got 2 of them. One of them is on our 12th anniversary. We're going to crack open and crush.
Because we got it for our wedding.
Yes, and the other one we just bought outright because they don't make it.
Well, so I can tell
we're
you.
never going to open that one.
Well, I can tell you what happened if you care.
I do care.
So the Jameson.
I'll open it for you.
Oh, thank you. The Jameson that they were using for Jamie 12, like the stuff they were aging, Caskmates got really popular. So they stopped aging the stuff they were aging for the 12s because it wasn't popular. Excuse me. And they put it into the Caskmates. Which I mean.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
Oh.
That's exactly what happened.
Well, either way, we own 2 bottles of it. They might be worth some money one day. Well, the one, I don't care how much it's worth. We're drinking it because
Well, the 12-year we'll drink on our 12-year anniversary.
But we have 2 12 years. So
the other 12-year I bought when they discontinued it.
Yeah, so we're going to just leave it sit.
Just sit on that one. Maybe we'll give it to Sadie for her wedding or something.
Let's be honest, she's going to drink it when she's 14 before we even get a chance to.
She's going to drink it and she's going to fill it with water and we'll never know the difference.
Sadie, when you listen to this, when you're older, I'm going to kill you. When you take my fucking Jamie 12, this bottle, I'll tell you what, I've won bottles from the PA Liquor Control Board when they do the lottery and stuff online for rare bottles. And I still would be more mad if you took this Jamie 12. It's a big deal. Plus, there's a Campo Viejo that my father had given me for my wedding.
It's got to be vinegar.
Which I kept pushing. I wanted it real bad just because it's beautiful. It's an old piece. It's a timepiece. Literally,
we used to have it. We had this really cool cabinet in our old house where we had like all of our older like liquor and stuff displayed. But
1946, I think as it is. Yeah, Campo Viejo. It's I think a Spanish red that our Campo Roja. Yeah, that's red. Excuse me.
Bless you.
But we have it because I beat him up enough that he gave it to me. But I want to hold on to it forever, literally.
I don't imagine we'll ever open it. I can't imagine opening it.
No. And I mean, from what I remember being in the houses that it was from, it was never stored properly either. And that's not a dig on anybody. It's just who knows.
Right.
But I didn't know. And if it's 46, it's probably, I'd say majority of its life, it was stored on its side. But by the time it was in possession of my uncle and then my father and then me,
Regis.
even right now, Regis, yeah, even right now, it's not stored properly. So from what I understand, and anybody out there that's a vino,
a wine
a vinter,
connoisseur.
yeah, they can correct me, but I believe,
Sommelier.
I think it's just the taster. But I think that the proper way is to keep it stored on its side because the liquid inside prevents the permeation of the cork or the cap from allowing air into it. Right?
I think it's
See that?
I think it's something about the cork not being dry.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, but look at this. So, like, well, for your listeners, I'll explain it too. But you see how it's sitting like this, right? The bubble is at the top of the bottle. I'm holding it horizontally, right? So there's no chance that there's any air getting in or out at all in the cork area, if you will. But if it's stored like this, look at all the air that's up there.
Look at that watch.
So that's what I was. Yeah, nice watch, right? Actually, it's I had to figure out what's going on with it. The second hand is doing some fucked up shit. It's a Citizen. Whatever.
I wish that people knew what it was like to be married to you. Where like today you were like, do you like this watch, this watch, this watch? How do you feel about these shoes? And do these go together?
I like accessorizing and I like making sure I match, but I can't do it on my own because I don't have the eye for it. You do. You're the one that decorates the house and all this beautiful decoration for like holidays, but you also have
Our house is looking very festive right now.
Yes. You also have a way about you, even when it's not a holiday, that you put stuff in a fashion. It just feels nice to live in our home. I like it.
That's very nice of you.
Well, I mean it. But that also comes with my accessory. I might like this watch, but if it wasn't for you, I'd be wearing probably sweatpants, a wife beater.
Now,
and this watch. See what I mean? It doesn't match. Like I'm looking for stuff. Like I like all these things, but I rely on you to tell me what goes together.
You do like an aesthetic.
Anyway, so back to the wine either way. So that's what I was talking about. If you keep it in that certain fashion, it's supposed to keep the longevity with it, and we don't know when it stopped being stored in that way. So it's currently not being stored horizontally.
Does wine turn to vinegar? Is that a thing?
That's what they say. But either way, either pass down to Sadie or maybe she wants nothing to do with me. It's very possible. I hope not. It's possible.
Well,
and I'll take that wine and I'll drink it. I'll chug it on my deathbed.
Sadie and I are best friends, so.
She likes to snuggle me, though.
I know.
We have good snuggles.
I'm going to be sad when she doesn't want to snuggle anymore. What is this that you're giving me?
That is that's a Southern Tier beer.
It's not grapefruit forward, is it?
I don't know. What is it? Look at it. What is it?
It says Citrafog. It does not.
Well, I'm not supposed to have any grapefruit for my medication.
I can't have grapefruit either.
Yeah, so you're probably fine.
Okay.
Although I miss my Sculpin, one of my favorite grapefruit beers, and I can't have it anymore.
Fun fact, I love an IPA. I hate a grapefruit forward IPA. Hate it. Can't stand it.
So you don't like Sculpin?
No.
I love it. I could eat a whole grapefruit right now in front of you. Crush it, but I'm not allowed.
You can have grapefruit with Prozac. Fun fact.
Yeah, and there's other medications.
You can't be married to Ken without an antidepressant.
Okay, I don't have. I'm not allowed to have grapefruit because of one of my medications too. But I don't think
getting old is really fun.
I don't know if it's grapefruit flavored or actual grapefruit.
I think it's the actual grapefruit. I don't think it has anything to do with the flavor. However, if it's brewed and it has grapefruit flavoring in it, I feel like they used an actual grapefruit. You know what I mean?
Have you ever eaten a grapefruit?
No, I hate it. Well, yeah, when I was young, but
I've crushed a grapefruit like you would eat, obviously, any sort of citrus fruit like that. Like, eat the flesh, it's dripping off your chin, just loving it. There's something about it. So good.
I don't have a lot of love for citrus as a whole. So, like, I don't like lemon in my tea. I don't like oranges. I don't like orange flavoring.
Orange.
I don't like orange. I don't like grapefruit. Lime I can do. It's technically a citrus, but not a lot. I don't really like a lot of it. I don't know why. Something about I don't like the acidity, I guess. Fun.
Yeah, I get it. I wonder why. We'll do some research. I wonder why you can't have.
There's a lot of medications that react with grapefruit.
Do you want to call Uncle Neil?
Yeah, I miss him.
He's not going to pick up, dude.
Slancha.
Oh, we gonna do this?
Yeah, I'll do.
Right.
I'll do half of it.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We're gonna do a Thanksgiving shot.
Thanksgiving. Sadie was singing in the tune of Happy Birthday. Happy Thanksgiving to you on the piano today.
She played it. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. We can. If we're going to call him, we at least have to ask him about something relevant to what we were talking about.
What we're talking about?
Something with him recently. Rack your brain.
I mean, I saw him last weekend. But you guys were up super late. I actually put myself to bed.
What?
Yeah, don't you remember? You guys were up until like 3, and I was like, bye.
Me?
Yeah.
We can talk about the recap with Margot. That was pretty sweet.
Well,
Like,
I had to work the next day. And unfortunately, part of my job is being like the nicest person, attempting to be like a really nice person and being like really excited because I get the privilege of being a part of like really big events in people's lives. But I have to be excited for them too. So like I can't be so fucked that I can't bring joy.
I got it, by the way.
But the weekend before that was the weekend that he had to leave because he was about to shit his pants.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was just going to call him to ask him about the fart walk. He said, let's call and see it. If he picks
he had
it,
the fart walk
if not, it's no
before.
big
He was
deal.
literally in the garage and he told me to leave.
We'll see. He ain't going to pick up. But he might.
I have to burp. I'm sorry.
Come on, dude. I know you want to. Come on.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The
Bitch. Anyways, he'll text me in 2 minutes. Be like, oh, sorry, dude. I was
Jacking off.
jacking this huge hog off. I mean, you would know because it was in you.
Wouldn't you shit if I slept with Neil?
No, I mean, I wouldn't shit, but I'd do my own thing then. Whatever, dude.
That would be weird.
Well-
Neil and John are like brothers at this point.
Neil and
That
John?
makes any sense?
What about me, dude?
What?
What about me?
Yeah, you're like my brother. My incestuous brother that I
No, I meant like, you said Neil and, you meant Neil and John are like brothers to you. I think you meant
Yeah.
to them, to
No,
like
no,
each
no.
other.
I mean,
Like,
we
that's
call them-
bullshit. What the fuck am
No,
I?
we call them uncles. They are like at
Unks.
this stage brothers. Neil stood up for me plenty of times before. Like he almost murdered our neighbor for me. Pretty nice.
Here? Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Don't say any names.
I won't, but you know what I'm talking about.
I forgot that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
He's one of your. He's your boy.
He is. He's a good guy.
Check this out. I can do Snapchat. Nice.
I have the fucking cold that won't quit, dude. It's just like I went to the doctor. I got antibiotics. I was on it was like 2 days before week 5, just like constantly draining out of my fucking nose. Vile. Gave me antibiotics, started to feel better, and now I have like a tickle again in my throat. So maybe my father gave me his gonorrhea malaria or whatever the fuck he has now.
Your dad.
I thought I had a great immune system until we started preschool. There is nothing like the fucking germs from preschool. I was trying to keep our kid out of school when she was sick. I watched a kid cough into my kid's eye. My kid's goddamn eye. It is it's
Well,
a sick place.
to be honest, listen, our kid has been in the house and I've been watching something with her and she be snuggling me and she looks at me and goes, it coughs right into my mouth. So, like, it's not, don't blame other kids.
No, I'm
like,
just
our
saying,
kid is just as disgusting.
No, all kids are gross. But I'm saying, like, when you like I said, I see sometimes like 1,000, 1,500 people in a weekend, and I thought I was like doing good, and
Sure.
my immune system was fine. And then we started this nasty ass school with all these nasty ass kids that are like just licking each other with their nasty saliva and coughing in each other's eyeballs. Like I can't win. I can't fucking win. Even when I talked to our doctor, he was like, yeah, you're going to be sick until June. I was like, cool, great.
No, we got it all out of the way earlier, dude. It sucks because the entire month of November, I was sick, seriously. And maybe you can call me weak out there or whatever, but I definitely had at least 3 different viral infections during the month of November.
And we just kept passing them. We were just going from person to person. And
was
then
terrible.
as soon as we got rid of one illness, we picked up picked up a fucking new one.
Oh, yeah. It pissed me off so bad because the first one was like, oh,
I have a
you get a little
cold.
sniffles and a cough. I was like, okay, I got through this. And the second was like, oh, fuck, I have a fever and I'm sick, but I'll get through this. And the third one, actually, the third was the worst for me. I called off work 2 days.
That was the one that came.
Terrible.
Well, that was the one I tested for COVID during because I was.
I didn't know because I got a COVID test and I didn't have it.
I didn't either, but I was so exhausted with that one. That was the one with the fever and the exhaustion and the aches. That one might have been flu. I don't know. And then, like a dumbass, when I went to the doctor for that antibiotic, I was like, "Yeah, give me the flu vaccine because at least maybe I have something. You know, maybe it'll help me."
That made you sick. That's probably what made me sick. You fucking bitch. You shouldn't have got that vaccine. You shedded your virus all over. That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
So I was trying to get rid of one illness. I got the vaccine trying to think that I would like maybe not get another illness. And then I got sick from the vaccine.
Cool, thanks. You got me sick too.
And then I gave it to you.
And then I went to work and I was angry. And I fucking shit on everybody at work.
What else is new?
Well, that's true. I do that all the time anyways. But you exacerbated it.
I did. I'm sorry. I thought in my brain I was being like responsible. Like maybe it'll help the family. I was trying to help the family.
Yeah, well, you didn't.
What else is new?
Fuck's sake. All right, it's time. Shut it down. Huh? Okay. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you next week. Maybe with Neil. Maybe not. Who knows? He might be quitting the podcast and relinquishing the rights to the name Yins Boys.
What, to me?
No, to me.
Oh.
You can have Neil's job, which is our Instagram, our Snapchat, our TikTok. Make sure to check them out. And obviously, don't forget our hotline, 412-613-1116. Send some hate mail, dick pics, whatever. Women are welcome too, but like I'll take a couple dick pics.
Do you get dick pics?
We've had a couple.
Have you really?
Yeah. Do you want to see them? You slobbering, thirsty whore.
Can I see them?
Yes, I'll show them to you. It's disgusting, though.
So excited. We gotta go.
See you next week, folks.
Bye.
Should've pulled out. Should've pulled out. Should've pulled out.
Fucking disgusting.
Should've pulled out. Should've pulled out. Should've pulled out.